Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will talk about my YouTube journey, how I actually monetized my channel or how I think I monetized my channel. Also discuss why I started YouTube, what kind of things I like about YouTube, what's hard about it, and also maybe touch on some of the equipment I use. And talk about some of the inconvenient truths that people don't really talk about when they tell you to start a channel. If you're new here, my name is Raina and this is my channel, Small Retired Life. Here I talk about all things that have to do with retirement and about leading a small, simple, but meaningful retired life. I decided to start a YouTube channel for a few reasons. One is I was getting a little bored, I needed a challenge, and I needed to do something that scared me. Secondly, I just wanted to keep my technical skills on computers current, and filming videos, editing videos allowed me to learn new things in that realm. Third, I just couldn't find a channel that really spoke to me. I've been on YouTube as an audience member since 2013, and there wasn't really anyone over 60 who had a lifestyle channel that felt like me, and so I decided to start one. And finally, I just wanted the extra money. I want to be able to go to Australia once a year and see my grandchildren, or save up some money for my grandchildren, or just do some little extra things for myself that maybe I'm not doing right now. My expectation with starting a YouTube channel was pretty low. I had been thinking about starting a channel for like a year and a half and had been chatting with a girlfriend about it, who obviously got sick of hearing me go on about wanting to post a video and wanting to start a channel. And so she finally said to me, you know what, Raina, just do it. Just post something or upload something on your channel. And no one's going to watch it because no one watches that first video. And so just get it done. And I did that. I decided on a channel name. I filmed a video. It was nerve-wracking. I thought I sounded like a total weirdo, kind of cringe, and didn't want to post the video, but I uploaded it and got it out there for everyone to see. I thought I was going to maybe get like, 100 or so ladies watching the channel over the course of a year. And we might have some great discussion in the comment section in the bottom of the video. But really, I had no expectations aside from that. My big goal was to one day get it monetized and maybe make like an extra $100 a month. There are numerous videos out there on the monetization process for YouTube, so I don't really want to spend a lot of time on that. But in a nutshell, you need 1,000 viewers, so 1,000 subscribers, and 4,000 viewed hours before you're eligible to be monetized. I posted my first video on August 20th. My channel kind of did nothing for a few weeks. After I posted my 6th video, so my 5th week on YouTube, my channel exploded. All of a sudden, I started seeing just incredible amounts of views. It was my video on living a simple life in retirement that kind of started it all, and then also my video about getting laid off. That video has over 500,000 views already. And within a few days, I essentially met the criteria for monetizing. So it took 2 days for me to accumulate over 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 watched hours. And I had been on YouTube for 5 weeks. So I was eligible to be monetized. Monetization essentially just included YouTube sending me an email inviting me to their YouTube partner program. Then I needed to fill in quite a bit of information. There are some tax forms that you need to fill out for the IRS. And if you're not American, you still have to fill out these tax forms because IRS wants to know who you are. You are working for an American company. And even though you don't get taxed in the US, they still want information about you. Once you get all of that filled out, and once you send it all into YouTube and also start an AdSense account, then YouTube goes over your entire channel with a fine-tooth comb and decides if they will approve you for monetization. Once you are approved, you receive an email. And once your channel actually hits a threshold of $100 in ad revenue, you will receive an email asking you to verify a bank account. So all of that happened for me very quickly. I was eligible for monetization September 23rd, and by September 30th, I had everything done. I was approved, and I started seeing monetization amounts on my channel. So my very first day of revenue earning was September 30th. So really, it only took me 7 days. Also, Google sends you through snail mail, a PIN number that you have to enter into your AdSense account to verify your address. And they say that takes about 3 to 4 weeks. And I have to say it did take exactly 3 weeks to the day of when they said they sent it for me to receive it. As soon as I entered this PIN number, and all that does is verifies your address. They just want to make sure that you actually exist. So once I entered the PIN number, I think that was sometime in mid-October, around October 25th actually, I received a payment for that September 30th day immediately the next day in my bank account. It was quite astounding. Let's talk a little bit about the AdSense revenue because that's where people get curious. So for that September 30th day, I made $247. I had those 2 videos that I discussed previously that had a lot of views, and therefore they garnered a lot of revenue. Any revenue that was earned on those videos prior to September 30th is kept by YouTube. Anything after that, I get a small portion of the revenue from the ads on the videos. I think in October, my revenue will be around $4,800, which is so fantastic. It's unbelievable. Again, it's because of those couple of videos, and definitely you see the revenue slowing down as the month goes on because the newer videos did not get as many views. So will I be making $4,800 a month going forward? No, definitely not. If I'm lucky, it'll be half of that, but I don't think it'll even be half of that. So I can keep you posted and see how that all works out. But I will enjoy that revenue for October, and it will definitely help to pay off some of the expenses that one incurs with YouTube. Now, why do I think that my channel all of a sudden exploded like that? Honestly, I'm not sure. I have a few theories. One is that I just don't think there's a lot of content out there for people in our age group. People that are in their late 40s, 50s, and 60s. There's a lot of younger oriented content on YouTube, but it's harder to find something for this age group. I think it's definitely having its moment. There's a lot more creators that are starting channels like this, but I think it's still kind of in the minority on YouTube. The other thing is, I think people just like to see normal people on YouTube. I mean, honestly, I'm a nothing burger. I'm nothing special. And if I can start a channel, then anyone else can start a channel as well, as long as they're willing to put in the time and the work into it. because let me tell you, it does take a lot of work. I also believe there is a degree of luck with YouTube. It's kind of getting the right topic out there, and people are browsing for that topic, and your YouTube video comes up in the algorithm. I think part of that is, yes, it's due to how you title your videos and your thumbnails and all of the other things that I researched before I actually started putting videos on YouTube. But I really do believe that there is a degree of luck, and so I can't really take any credit for that. I do get questions about the equipment that I use. So when I started YouTube, I had a little tiny ZV-1 Sony camera, and I had a tripod, and I had to purchase a microphone. So I got the Rode, that's R-O-D-E, wireless microphone. A lot of my gear is listed below in my description. It's to Amazon links, they're affiliate links, but they are for the Canadian store. So I just want to warn you of that. The camera is great for starting out. Like it has done the trick for my beginning videos. But as I'm trying new things, I definitely see that it is limiting. The battery life on it is very small or very short because it is a very tiny camera. And so definitely a camera upgrade is in my future. I can film on my iPhone, and I've done my home tour video on my iPhone, but let me tell you, it does overheat. And if you're only using your iPhone or a phone to film your videos, once it overheats, you now have to wait to film your next clip until it cools off. And that is very tedious and very inefficient. I had a tripod from just doing photography in my past, so I didn't have to buy that. The microphone was an extra cost. I can't remember how much it was. I want to say it was close to $300 here in Canada. So it is some money that I had to put up front because the microphone on my camera was not great. And I did have some audio sounds issues or audio sound issues at the beginning in my earlier videos because I did not know how to use my equipment. So user error. I have gotten better since. I do edit on my computer. I use CapCut. I have had to upgrade to the Pro because the CapCut Pro has some audio features where you can edit audio. Now, your microphone is usually fine, but there will be a point where you will need to edit some of your audio, and you will have to do it in the editing tool. So I had to upgrade to the paid version of CapCut to do that. This is a great segue to go on to some of the inconvenient truths about YouTube that not too many people talk about. There have been so many YouTube videos, and they all go something like this, or at least this is what the titles say. If you're over 50, you have to start a YouTube channel. If you're over 60, you need to start a YouTube channel. If you're retired, you should start a YouTube channel. And then they go on to say how you really only need your phone to start recording and maybe a microphone. All that is true. You only need your iPhone or a phone and probably a microphone and most likely some kind of a tripod. So those three things will definitely get you started on YouTube, and you can start recording videos. You can edit your videos on your iPhone with free apps like CapCut. But I have to be honest, if you want to grow your channel and if you want to make money off YouTube, there comes a point where you will need to actually spend money and treat it like a business. For me, YouTube is a business because I want my channel to be monetized. And if you want your channel to be monetized, you need to invest in your business. You need to stay current with the trends that are happening on YouTube because people get bored very easily, and what works today may not work tomorrow. And 3, you really need to put time into your channel. To give you an example, I spend about 30 hours a week working on my YouTube business. I do all the filming, all the editing. I keep track of the admin stuff, like all of my receipts and my expenses, and making sure that's recorded somewhere, because your YouTube revenue is absolutely taxable. There are definitely costs associated with having a YouTube channel, especially as your YouTube channel grows. You'll likely need someone to do your taxes, at least in the beginning, because you will have some write-offs that you can take advantage of. In Canada, we get taxed a lot. Our tax rate is very high. So you definitely want to take advantage of any kind of tax break that you can on the revenue that you receive. There's subscription costs, things like music and editing apps and Canva and those types of things. And a lot of those companies are American, and the prices are in US dollars. So for Canadians, the cost is actually higher because you're paying in US dollars and our dollar is lower than a US dollar. So you will have expenses. And if you want your YouTube channel to grow and you want to learn how to film better and edit better, you will need really good tools to do that. And so there are costs. It's like any other business. You'll have to invest in it to make it grow. So I guess it depends what you want out of your channel. If you want to be a very tiny channel and you don't really care about the revenue that much, then you can stick with the very basic setup of an iPhone. But eventually, as you make longer videos or more complicated videos, your equipment needs to get better. My equipment is not cutting it right now. My computer is a problem. It won't store files very well, or not large files. I had to increase my iCloud account so I can send everything up to iCloud before I edit so that my computer has space. I can't use some of the bigger programs like DaVinci Resolve because they do take up a lot of space on your computer. My camera is okay, but it's starting to be limiting in the types of videos I film and the length of them. So these are things you need to consider. You will need to spend money. You'll probably need to spend some money up front in order to make your business successful. Another thing with YouTube is that there's a lot of trends that happen very quickly. And if you want your channel to stay relevant, and if you want to be on top of what's going on with YouTube, you do need to do research. You need to spend some time looking at trends and what's working and what maybe has stopped working. And it's a fickle world. I think it's like TV or any of those types of things, anything to do with media. Eventually, people just start getting bored. People have very low attention spans and they want something new, something different. And you have to be able to deliver that if you want to keep making money with YouTube and to keep being relevant on YouTube. I guess I'll touch on the subject of channel sponsorships. So my channel is not sponsored. I have had a lot of outreach from brands. Most of which I'm not really interested in because a lot of these products really don't relate to me or relate to my channel. But at some point, as a YouTuber, you have to upgrade equipment, you have to buy equipment. I'll have to buy lights because in Canada, we get very dark lighting in the winter, especially here in Calgary. We get darkness well into later morning, and then it gets dark very early afternoon. So if I want to be able to film at any time during the day, I will need a light setup. All of these things cost money and you need to make money. The AdSense revenue is great, or October was great for me. I don't know what it will be like going forward. But in most cases, the ad revenue is not going to cover the costs that are required to keep your channel moving in the right direction. And so at some point, YouTubers will do sponsorships, and these are controversial with viewers. Viewers don't like to have ads in the middle of a YouTube video. You already have to put up with YouTube ads, and now you have, the creator who is either pushing a product or representing a product. But the reality is that this is how YouTubers make money, and the sponsorship ads typically pay you quite a bit more than the AdSense revenue pays. And so to upgrade your equipment and to do some of the investment into your channel that you'll need to do, you at some point may have to do a sponsorship with a brand. For me, I want to kind of hold out for the right brand, and I want a brand that I really like. So, I have dreams about the kind of brands I would love to team up with, and it's going to take me a lot of time and a lot of investment in my channel to get to that place. Talking about some of these more financial and maybe negative things about YouTube, I guess I just want people to really be aware that YouTube does take up a lot of time, and it's not as easy as some of these videos make it look. Yes, anyone can start a YouTube channel, and you only need your phone and maybe a microphone or whatever, but to actually make money and to get monetized is hard. And even though this happened quickly for me, that is typically not the norm. Most YouTubers will tell you it took them years and a lot of consistency and a lot of work to get there. And I just want people to understand that this will take time out of your day, and you have to be willing to give up some time if you want to be successful on YouTube. The great thing about YouTube is that you do meet new people through your comments. It is a bit of a social network. I really enjoy reading my comments. I love connecting with people in my comments. And even though some of the comments I get, a very tiny percentage, are not so kind, you have control over that as a YouTuber. And really, my focus is on the comments that people take time to leave, to say something nice about my channel, or just to even reach out. And that is a positive of YouTube. Another positive is that it does keep you kind of connected to the world in a certain way. Living alone and being retired, it's very easy to draw away from the world. And my YouTube channel, because it is a business, keeps me occupied and makes me get out there, do some research, learn about topics, and I find that so stimulating and enjoyable. I also have to add, and this is kind of funny, but my older grandchildren, the ones in Australia, they're 10 and 11, they actually watch me on YouTube and love watching my channel. And my oldest grandson told my daughter-in-law that his Nana is a YouTuber, hence the title for my thumbnail. I just thought it was so funny. And it kind of, made me sit back a little bit and think, wow, I'm a YouTuber. I'm 62 years old, and I guess I could consider myself a YouTuber. I would definitely be remiss as a YouTuber if I didn't say to everyone, thank you for all of your wonderful comments, your participation in my channel, which is actually the reason why I'm making any money on YouTube. It's because people watch my videos. And if you like my videos and if my content resonates, I would appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up every now and then to show your support. So what are my goals and my dreams for my YouTube channel? Well, definitely would like to double the number of subscribers. So currently I'm at 25,000. I would like to be at 50 at some point. And I would also like to get better at filming videos. I really want to be able to do some more vloggy, talking type, life in the day type of videos, and those are harder to do. So hopefully you'll bear with me on that journey. I would like to at some point get sponsored by a brand that I resonate with so I can get some better equipment, specifically a computer that will actually hold my files and maybe a better camera that gives me a wider field of view. So those would be some of my more near-term goals. So this is it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I answered some of your YouTube questions. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer them. I try and get through all of the comments, or as many as I possibly can. So if you need to know something that I haven't covered, please don't be afraid to ask. And I will see you all next week.